Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord is finally here and you can capture ghosts alone or with friends, but should you? I'll be going over what I thought of the game and if I think you should get it. So there is a story, but I didn't find myself caring much for it. It's told through dialogue after a certain amount of missions, and while it's happening you can walk around, so it's very easy to get lost at what it's trying to tell you. In short, the story is a bit like this. The Ghost Lord has escaped and it's up to you and your team to stop him. Gameplay can take a bit of getting used to, but it's nothing too drastic. You have the PKE meter to scan, but after the initial intro mission I doubt you'll use it again. You also have the trapper and you can set this with the trigger and open once a button appears. Last and most importantly, you have your proton laser. This is on your back and can be equipped by reaching over. It's best to hold this with two hands, but if you account for the recoil you can use it with one. Each level will have you doing various jobs. These range from protecting certain objects while taking out a certain amount of enemies. Others will have you eliminating ghosts in a certain time limit. Even though there is a various range of jobs, I still didn't think it changed the game up too much, and I was still tasked with either retrieving objects from one point and taking them to another, or taking out a certain amount of enemies. During the game you will meet various ghosts and all can be tracked back at the HQ. They're all very similar in the way you dispose of them, apart from Stay Puft, which is the best one in the game. If you've seen the movies then you'll already know how to catch the ghosts. You throw your trap on the floor and weaken the ghost with a proton laser before being able to tether it. This feels great for a little bit, but then soon becomes a chore. There are other enemies that can be destroyed with just a proton laser. The gameplay is quite fun, but not for long. I soon found it becoming very boring and repetitive, with some of the jobs dragging out unnecessarily. The ghosts are very spongy and constantly hide, which is okay for the first time, and then it just becomes annoying. The proton laser feels great, as does capturing the ghost, but the loop can become tiring very quickly. There is customization that can be unlocked, but I didn't find myself caring for this. Also there is a shooting range, but again, it wasn't the place I ended up going. Now let's talk about the upgrades. There are a fair few and each cost upgrade points and cash, which are earned through doing the jobs. So there is a bit of grinding to get the upgrades as there are various tiers. This will certainly take up most of your game time. Graphics look great, they are cel shaded and I think they are the strongest point to this game. They made the ghosts stand out and the colours pop. These aren't unique and they have been done before, but I personally like them. Your equipment looks well detailed and so does the HQ. Level design is a bit bland, but the areas do give a sense of abandonment which works in its favour. There are a fair few settings to choose from, such as smooth and snap turning, teleportation or full locomotion. You can also adjust motion blinkers and how strong they are. I'm also happy to say that the game can be played seated and this is done by recentering. Overall, Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord is an enjoyable game, but not for long. After playing for 2 hours I wanted to turn it off. I found it to be quite repetitive and even my teammate had given up hope. We played quite a few missions, but with the same levels and job styles we got bored pretty quickly. We also ran into some issues which ruined it a little more. I had problems when turning close to some objects. Sometimes the loading time when returning to the HQ was incredibly long, but the thing that really ruined it for both of us was the audio issues. We found that sometimes our proton lasers wasn't making a noise and neither was other things around us. There was also times when rooms would appear pitch black and invisible and would only appear when walking in. I tried playing solo and after 2 missions I turned it off, so I advise if you're thinking of getting this then make sure you have a squad or aim to find some friends during the game. I did enjoy my time for a little bit, but it quickly grew stale and too familiar. There is a plan for them to add more content, but with the lack of it already, I think they need to add this soon. Personally, I'd say wait for a sale before buying this game. It's not awful if you play with friends, but if you want a solo experience, it's pretty lackluster. That concludes my review of Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord. If you've enjoyed this, then make sure to stick around. I'll be covering all PSVR2 games, so you will see the new releases as well as the old. Thanks for watching.